Hey everybody.
Hi.
Hi, we're the Side Note Sisters, and we do a show where one of us reviews a movie that the other one hasn't seen yet.
No,
And we pretty much always wear the same clothes.
well, not today. Well, I wear all black all the time.
That's true. You are
Johnny
changed up.
Cash, 24/7. I just got off work, so scrubs.
Yeah, so I have three sweaters, and this is the one that you see the most. So we're just keeping it real. And cider.
Mm-hmm.
So don't look at my freaking notes. Stop it. She's been like this since she was little. So this is a
I'm not even looking.
This is a true story. And the movie is called Every Woman's Dream. There's always the best titles, don't you think?
It's a true story, and it's every woman's dream.
Exactly. So it's
Already don't believe it.
It's got to be full of lies,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so well, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see if it is.
Okay.
Don't look. Okay. So Mitch had big dreams. Okay, good-looking guy. So he goes to Hollywood to be this like lobbyist. He wants to be rich and famous.
Lobbyist for what?
I don't know. Okay, so he marries this woman, Candace, who's fabulous. She's got a couple of kids already, business owner, super smart, gorgeous, all of that kind of stuff.
Got her shit together.
She does. So they get married. They're like all in love or whatever. And they have like more kids at some point. There's just like more and more kids.
Okay.
So I think she started out with two. They got married and then like had some more. Okay. So Mitch, you know, he's lives the fast life. He's got some extracurricular activities.
Fast life, extracurricular activities.
Yeah. So
Cocaine, fast cars, fast women.
I'm thinking all of the above.
Go, Mitch.
You know, because it's the era of cocaine.
Is it the 80s?
It is the 80s, I think. Pretty sure. Okay, so anyway, she doesn't even know, like his wife Candace doesn't even know where his office is. And they're like married and have kids and stuff. Like she has no idea where he even works.
Well, she's busy.
She's busy, but I think that's odd. Yeah, that's a little bit weird. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if she has his phone number. It's really weird. So anyway, she gets sort of sick of things and she's like, look, I'm sick of you traveling all the time. I'm sick of you never being home. And he was about done with her complaining.
He's done with it. That's all he's done with.
I don't know. He's like sick of her complaining basically. And he's like, she's want, and he's want like that. And so he decides to come up with an idea. He is going to tell her that he is in the CIA and it's super secret and they've got to get out of there.
And that's why
she's got to sell her business and they got to move to Florida.
Why Florida?
I have no idea.
Florida's a whole.
We love all the people in Florida, but it's really hot and flat and there's like lots of things that can kill you there.
Like Mickey Mouse.
I wasn't thinking about Mickey Mouse killing. I was thinking more of like alligators and stuff like that. But
I was thinking more like
okay, I mean
Illuminati stuff.
I don't know.
It's on the internet.
I was thinking about wildlife. Is Florida wildlife? Okay, so anyway, she like totally believes him.
So maybe she thinks that he, like, because he never told her where his office was, that it's
she's
like,
more likely.
He is in the CIA because he never told me where the
and he's
office
never
is.
home. freaking genius.
And you said she was savvy?
She is savvy, which is I don't know. But you're right though. Like I guess it makes sense. So this went on for like years, where he would like fly all over the place, and she was convinced he was in the CIA.
So they're in Florida still, and it's been years?
It's been years.
Okay.
They've got like more kids. There's like more kids around. And he's like calling her. He'll go,
know
hey, it's me, honey. I just had a second. I'm calling you. I'm in the desert.
Oh my God.
In like the Middle East.
He wouldn't even be able to call her.
I don't know. But that's how the phone calls were. Okay, so anyway, on one of his many flights, because he tries to get all these scams, like he's always scamming, he ends up on a flight sitting next to Kim Cattrall.
The actual Kim Cattrall?
The actual Kim Cattrall. And the thing is, I mean, I would be excited about sitting next. I mean, she's fabulous.
Now, is it the actress Kim Cattrall, or is it?
It's the actress.
So it's Kim Cattrall as herself, not as a character.
No, she's playing a character.
Okay.
But I have to say Kim Cattrall because it's Kim Cattrall. I mean, I have to say. It's like one of those things where you have to say the entire first and last name together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So he sees hot Kim Cattrall, and he like slips off the wedding ring while he's sitting next to her. And he tells her all these crazy tales about how he just spontaneously recovered from cancer. And he's also a millionaire. He inherited like all this money, all these millions from his rich family.
I think that if someone were to go up to you and be like, hey, I'm a millionaire, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, he was very charming. Very convincing, very charming man.
Right.
Okay, so he woos her. He's picking her up in limos. He's like constantly calling her.
So she lives in Florida too?
No, she lives in California. I think she's in LA.
Okay.
So he's spending a lot of time with her.
Okay.
And he can because he's in the CIA.
Right.
Right. So Kim Cattrall falls in love with him. He asks to marry her and she agrees.
Okay. What about his wife in Florida?
That's a great question. Okay. So anyway, they get married and he's doing this whole like back and forth thing. And his scams are sort of falling through with the money. Okay. So he told all these business people that he knew and friends that he was dying of cancer.
So now it's not just Kim Cattrall that thinks he has cancer.
Everybody thinks he has the
cancer.
He needs this experimental treatment that insurance doesn't cover. So he starts asking people for money.
Okay.
It's so sleazy. I mean, that's the worst. Like, I can't even imagine saying that, like, you have cancer and you're faking it. I mean, it's such a horrible thing to have, but he's lying and he's getting all this money, like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Munchausen's? Is that what that is?
I don't know.
When you tell people
I actually do know,
something,
but I'm not going to,
sympathy or something.
But he wants money, though. Like, it's not for attention. It's for money. Well, he needs to like fund these two households. Like that's expensive. I can barely manage one. I mean, two houses and all these kids. Okay.
Okay.
So when he has this party and introduces Kim Cattrall as his wife to all these people he's worked with, they had no idea he was even married still or that he was ever married.
What did he do to begin with? Did it say?
He's like a scammer guy.
No, I know, but like
some kind of entertainment industry guy.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe. So he
So he never took the first wife, the original wife.
No.
Anywhere.
Nobody knew she existed. So the people that gave him money, like he looked pretty good. And at the party, and they're like, hey, how is it that you're looking so good when you're dying? And he's like, it's a miracle. I'm cured.
Okay.
And then he's got this hot wife, right? Okay. So anyway.
So does he go to all his treatments alone? Kim Cattrall doesn't go?
Apparently. I don't know. It doesn't go into that at all.
Okay. Well.
Okay, so, but I think Kim Cattrall thinks that he had cancer, but he spontaneously recovered, and then he used the whole cancer thing to get more money from other people, but she doesn't know that he said he had the cancer again.
Okay.
He's really careful about like compartmentalizing. Okay, so anyway, he's sick of like running, but he doesn't have the money anymore to like run back and forth between California and Florida.
I mean,
so he fakes a phone call with Disney. So Kim Cattrall hears and is like, I don't know, my wife probably wouldn't want to move. It's something I've always wanted to do is make films. I don't know. Thank you so much for the opportunity, but I'm going to have to say no. And Kim Cattrall's like, what was that about? Right? And he's like, oh, it's nothing. I've always wanted to make movies my whole life. And I finally got the opportunity, but we'd have to move to Florida.
Oh, dear
because
God.
It's with Disney.
There's a Disney out there.
I think they actually make the films in California, not Florida. But anyway, she's like, honey, I don't want to be in the way of your dream. I don't want to be the one who takes away this opportunity for you to be a big film producer for Disney. So she agrees to move to Florida.
God, he's smart.
I know.
That's real smart.
Yeah, and crazy and dangerous and risky and all of those things. Okay, so then he calls. Remember 411? Do they even have that anymore?
It was 1411.
Oh, 1411.
And then it was 411. And now I don't think it's anything.
He called. Do you want to call it?
What happens?
See what happens when you call 411.
I think
I'm really interested.
Keypad.
411. Okay, what happens?
I don't know.
Balance is too low for this call. Please make a payment. To pay with a prepaid card, press 1.
What the crap happened to 411? Now they're trying to get money.
My balance is too low.
I don't even know what that means.
To call information.
Do you have to pay for information with the phone? Is that what that would? Oh, that's
I don't
crazy.
know. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
Okay.
So anyway, 411. He calls and he's like, my wife just said that I am so excited to accept this position. And she's sitting next to him and they're like, information about whatever, but she can't hear. I mean, so she's like, wow, this is legit. My husband's going to be a big film producer for Disney. So they move. She's willing to move because her parents live there.
Oh, well, convenient.
So she can be closer to her parents, which, that's lovely. Okay. So anyway, both the wives only live 15 minutes from each other. So he can kind of like race back and forth, right?
Does she work now that she's in Florida?
I think so.
Okay, because I'm just wondering if they're like going to do the housewife thing and like run into each other.
We'll see what happens.
At the gym or whatever.
I don't know. Do people go to the gym in the 80s?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Spandex shiny workout gear. There was like one or two.
But there's like gyms everywhere now.
Like every half block.
411 doesn't work. There's gyms everywhere.
Is this world coming?
I have no idea. Okay, so anyway, he is going back and forth. He's trying to run these scams again, right? So he's supposed to run another scam, and he's supposed to meet some guy in Barbados. And nothing this guy does, he takes it to 11 every time. So he rents a yacht to sail to Barbados.
Wait a minute, he couldn't fly back and forth from California, but he rents a yacht?
I don't know. He's all about impressions. So he rents this yacht to Barbados because he's going to big meeting with some guy to do a scam. He invites Kim Cattrall's mom and dad to come.
Okay.
Right? And of course, they're like chatting and, you know, they're getting to know each other, and he talks about all of his adventures, and he's like, yeah, I went on safari in Africa. And Kim Cattrall's mom's like, so did I. Where did you go? And he's like, ooh, I went everywhere. She's like, where exactly? See, it's not worth saying that you went on safari because somebody may have done it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know the first thing about safari.
I would have no clue. Now, if you're going to lie, which isn't nice anyway, but if you are, have an idea of like what you're talking about.
Keep a notebook.
You can keep a little notepad in your pocket.
Or just put it in your phone in that little notes button.
Yeah, but that would be odd. Like if you were like, I was in safari, and you're like, wait a minute.
These are all
the places that I went. And this is where I stayed. Right?
Right.
It's best just not to.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently she was quite familiar, and it was a little bit weird. So they went out to this big dinner in Barbados. Well, he went to go pay and it bounced. He couldn't cover the dinner. And so Mitch says to Kim Cattrall's dad, hey, do you mind covering this? Like something's wrong with my card or whatever.
Likely.
So Kim was pretty embarrassed and pissed, which I get that. And the dad was like, that's kind of lame. You invited us on this trip, and then now you're like asking us to pay for stuff. So anyway, they get a little suspicious.
Just because of the dinner? The dinner didn't go through? I could see if they got kicked off the yacht or something.
I would be suspicious too.
You just booked a yacht. If you're using like one card, it probably got red flagged or something.
Well, Kim Cattrall's dad looked into it. He knows somebody that works at Disney. Of course he does. And finds out that Mitch does not work there. And tells Kim Cattrall, honey, I'm so sorry. You just married some total freaking goofball because he's lying to you, doesn't work there. So Kim Cattrall calls him up and was like, let's meet for lunch tomorrow at your work. At Disney.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, that's cool. Just come on over.
Where?
To Disney.
Okay.
So she walks in, and the front door guy is like, oh yeah, go head up. He let me know you were coming. He's on, level 2.
He's got the front door guy in his pocket.
She walks in and she's like so relieved, right? Because he actually works there. There's their wedding picture on the desk, and she feels so much better about it.
Okay. I'm interested.
Yeah. So on the way home from lunch, because he decides to go home early, they stop at a stoplight. He happens to look to his left, and he stopped next to his first wife.
Okay, who's driving?
He is driving.
Now,
okay,
does he
so
have the same car? Like, okay.
He does! He's got a red sports car, of course.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you need to have like a minivan. You needed something that...
Well, he's got like 27 kids with the first wife. Why does he have a sports car?
I don't know. Because he's in the CIA.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so his first wife's here at the light. Then he's there, and Kim Cattrall's in the car with him. He looks over, and she's there. The first wife doesn't see him. And then he's like, and almost wrecks with Kim Cattrall. And she's like, what the hell is going on? What's the matter? And he goes, did you see that guy with a gun?
Oh,
that guy had a gun pointing at us.
Oh, so now he's in the CIA for Kim Cattrall too?
No, it was just that there was some guy pointing a gun, and so he was like saving them. He was saving their life. And she's like, we need to call the police. He's like, oh no, it's fine. We don't need to call the police.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's some red flags there, I think, right?
I mean, I don't know.
So he's a little bit flipped out about it, about them being so close.
Blood pressure's probably a little high.
He's getting stressed.
Right.
For sure. So he drops Kim Cattrall off, runs to first wife Candy's house, and then says, Candy, it's all over. Grab your stuff. I was discovered. They're coming to kill us. And she's like, oh my gosh. And she's grabbing stuff. And she's telling the kids, like, just grab clothes for a week. We got to get out of here. We're so unsafe. And they're like grabbing stuff and just literally ran out of the house. She went to Pennsylvania where she had family. Outside of Pittsburgh, by the way. Where we're from. It hurt a little bit. I thought I was going to be cool, and then it ended up hurting.
Makes sense. It makes sense because there's so many people from PA that winter in Florida.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
But so she hightails it up to PA because he was discovered, right?
Yeah.
So she's got to like protect the family. Okay. And all the kids are like, seriously? But they all have to go. Yeah. It was really stressful for sure. Okay, so
did you figure out how many kids they had?
I don't know, like 20 kids or something.
Okay.
Anyway, Kim Cattrall really wants to buy a house in Florida because that's where they're living now. And
so they don't have a house.
They were living in an apartment temporarily until they found a house that they liked. So anyway, what happened was the checks kept bouncing.
The rent checks?
Well,
or all the checks?
All the checks. They're all bouncing. And so like the realtor, called, and Kim Cattrall's like, what? That's crazy. We have all this money. And then he would make up some excuse. I'll call the bank or whatever. So they finally found this dream house. Kim Cattrall loves it. He's like, I'm going to get it for you, honey. Okay. He came up with this idea to tell her why they couldn't get it. Because obviously his money is running out, right? Like he can't even cover anything. So he said that they can't buy the house because it was built on a landfill on top of a swamp.
Well, it is Florida.
It may be true. But anyway, I think it wasn't. But he came up with like this big, like inspection. He actually showed up.
Oh my God.
With an inspection that never even happened.
See, this is what happens when you can use like Excel and stuff and you're a criminal.
Well, and this was a long time ago. I mean, imagine what you could do now.
I know.
It is amazing.
I could never do that. I wouldn't know how to do that.
Yeah. So he wants to go out of town again, of course, because he tells Kim Cattrall, I got to go out of town and have dinner with Tom Cruise.
Because Tom Cruise is going to do a Disney movie.
She's like, Tom Cruise?
Has Tom Cruise ever done a Disney movie?
I have no idea. But
Probably.
She's like, then you need to go, obviously, if it's Tom Cruise. So she takes this opportunity to, figure out like what's going on, right?
Oh, well, he's like not around.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he goes to PA, which is not visiting Tom Cruise. It's visiting wife number one, who is freaking out and arguing with the credit card company because there are all these charges from Barbados. And clearly
someone stole their card and went to Barbados.
Somebody stole the card because it was lingerie and a yacht and dinners.
Her husband would never do that.
I know.
What's wrong with these people?
It's terrible. It's terrible. Okay. So anyway, Kim Cattrall, is really mad about the house, right?
Because of the landfill house?
The landfill on the swamp. Okay. So
it's believable, though. It's Florida.
That probably is the most believable thing he's ever said, like, in this whole guy's life. And this is a real person.
No offense, Floridians.
Because we love you, too. So anyway, Kim's really upset because the rent checks are bouncing. Okay, like, everything is bouncing.
Does Kim Cattrall have a job?
She does, but I don't know what's going on. And so he's like, oh my gosh, that's okay because I found a perfect house for us to rent. He takes her to the house for the first wife and says that he picked this house out.
Oh my God.
And the neighbor next door is outside watering her lawn because the Floridians have to water their lawns because it's so hot. And Mitch is kissing another woman in front of the house.
How, what's like the timeline here?
That is like a week.
Mitch's got some balls.
So they were really confused about what was going on.
Well, if they're anything like my neighbors, they were definitely been watching.
Yeah, you've got really crappy neighbors. Sorry. You do. It sucks.
Oh, well.
Okay. So Kim does not like the house. She's like, I'm not staying in this house. I don't like it.
She's Kim Cattrall.
She's Kim Cattrall. She needs something more. I mean, hello. She should have something more.
Absolutely.
I mean, my word. Right? So she was like so suspect about this. She goes back to Disney. She goes past the guy at the front, unannounced, goes flying into Mitch's office. It's not Mitch's office. It's another guy. And guess what? She sees the same frame on the desk with this guy and his wife in it.
Is the guy in the office?
Yes.
And what's the guy say?
He's like, what the hell? He's on the phone. He's like trying to have a meeting and she's freaking out. And security has to take Kim Cattrall out.
Oh, Kim, you're losing your shit, girl.
Well, I mean, that's like a big freaking deal.
It's kind of weird.
It was the same frame that had him, her, and Mitch in it.
So you're more worried about the picture in the frame than you are the fact that, like, that's not your husband's office?
I don't know. I'm just like, I'm just saying, like, that's got to be traumatic. Because the guy's like, "What? Who are you? Like, what are you doing? You think he would know it was Kim Cattrall, But I mean, it was it. Anyway. So, wife number one calls the neighbor in Florida from PA because they were close friends.
Oh.
And the neighbor was like, yeah, so I saw
Mitch is making out with some girl on the front lawn.
Yeah.
Some hot chick.
Yeah.
Kind of look like Kim Cattrall.
Right. And so she's like, what the crap is going on? I'm starting not to believe his lies. She calls the CIA and demands to know if he works for the CIA.
Because that would happen.
And so she's yelling at Mitch, and Mitch is like, of course they're not going to tell you. They can't tell you I work for the CIA.
It violates all kinds of
I know
HIPAA laws.
And she's like,
I don't know.
She doesn't really.
Well, he's a super secret agent.
Super secret. Yeah. So anyway, it's not good. Things are unraveling for sure. Okay. She says, I know you're not in the CIA. You're a freaking liar.
And
I
he's
totally
like,
know it.
no, I'm in the CIA?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's sticking with it.
All right, well,
He's
at least
sticking with
sticking
the lie.
to his guns.
So Kim Cattrall is like, you're crazy. You don't work for Disney. You don't produce films. I'm going to live with my parents. You crazy freak.
Does he tell Kim Cattrall the CIA story and that's like the Disney was his cover-up or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
See, that would have been smart.
I don't know what? Like
it would have bought him more time.
He's got like this story for this wife, this story for this wife.
Yeah, but if he would have consolidated the stories, he would probably be less scrambling.
But Kim Cattrall is she's suspicious anyway, so I don't know if she would even believe the CIA story. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, like he's freaking out. He calls her, threatens to kill himself. He's not going to kill himself. And she goes over and finds guns in his. No, he's too narcissistic.
If you're going to kill yourself, you just kill yourself.
He's too narcissistic. And she's like, I'm going to kill myself. And then as soon as she leaves, he turns on a game show. Like he was not.
What kind of game show?
I don't know. Like one of those 81
Card Sharks?
Maybe. Perhaps.
Supermarket Sweep, or was that the 90s?
My God, Supermarket Sweep, so good.
Always get.
I think that was late 80s.
Baby diapers.
Get the meat. And get the cheese. You know how they're like pulling the meat,
and
like
they're getting like saline solution for contact lenses.
Yes. That was so smart.
And they'd have to go to the bread to get the different types of bread, like the bialy and the bagels and stuff, and put them in the bag for the bonus.
I don't remember.
It's on Prime now.
That is so good. I'm going to have to watch that.
Yeah.
So it just ends up like just going really crazy. He goes over to Kim's parents' house. He's ugly crying. Then he gets mad. He like shoves her in a closet. And then he's like, Kim, I love you. I love you so much. I mean, he's just all over the place.
He loves her, but he shoves her in a closet?
Yeah, like he shoves her in a closet. But he's saying he loves her from the other side of the closet.
So he throws her in a closet and he's like, I love you from the outside of the closet?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's the way you show that you love someone.
Take note, friends.
Yes, just don't do it. It's not cool.
No.
Maybe a card. That would be better than shoving someone in a closet. Not at all cool.
Food.
So anyway, like she calls the police, you know, all that kind of stuff. Kim Cattrall hires a private investigator. Smart girl. Beautiful, smart. She's the whole package.
Why do I feel like there's a lot of private investigators in Florida?
I think there would be too.
For some reason, I don't know.
Is there a lot of crime in Florida?
I've only been to Florida once, and I'm guessing yes.
I went to Florida once when we got married, not long after we got married. And it was for Thanksgiving to visit his family, and it was so hot.
Oh, no, I went for Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's right, you did.
Baseball, not Disney.
I'm suspecting there's some kind of...
I just don't understand why people pay that much money for that crap. It's crap. We've never been to Disney. We've survived. We're not.
Mom said she took me when I was 2,
That's bullshit.
I just don't remember.
You were 2.
Is that what happens? Like you tell kids, oh no, I did take you, you were 2. You never take me anywhere.
Before the age of whatever.
I did take you everywhere. That's when you were 2.
BS. I call.
That's what she said.
I've never heard that.
She told me that I went to Disney when I was 2.
That's a lie. Who takes a 2-year-old to Disney? Why? Why would you
Mom
take
does.
That's a straight up lie to you to make you feel better about something. I don't know what.
I don't know. Maybe I really had a great time. I can't believe I never told you that.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
So she told me.
We've never been there. Dad would have told us if you would have gone, because our whole life, like, he's been grooming us to never go there or take our children there.
I don't know. I might take the kids at some point. So I'm not saying
taking my kids.
I'm not saying I'm not going and taking them.
Indoctrinated.
Okay.
The internet doesn't lie about that stuff.
Like Mom. Sorry, Mom. If you really did take me at 2.
We know you didn't, but okay.
So anyway, the PI figures out that he's making a lot of calls to Pennsylvania. The PI figures out he's calling PA.
Okay.
Okay. And Kim's like, I might as well go to PA. and see what's going on there.
So she just shows up?
She does. She gets a flight to Pittsburgh, and she shows up to number one wife's house, and they compare notes and drink lots of brandy.
Oh.
Because I guess you have to drink brandy when you're in that situation.
It's like that Scotch movie we did. I don't understand the brandy and the Scotch.
I've never had brandy or Scotch.
Because we're poor. Only like wealthy people drink that.
Well, if we get super rich from our show, we'll have a show where we try Scotch and brandy.
Watch me throw up.
It's probably like as disgusting as peach schnapps that I snuck in the 11th grade. That would make me so sick.
You were still drinking peach schnapps in the 11th grade?
It was before a dance.
I was like kindergarten.
Kindergarten? Just gross. Okay. So Mitch drops by Kim Cattrall's parents' house with like 1,000 million roses and walks in to drop the roses off in the kitchen and sees on the notepad that there is a PI like business card and a flight number.
Kim,
so
cover your tracks.
He calls the airline and says, I'm afraid I'm going to be late for flight, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh no, that flight left this morning for Pittsburgh. And he's like, oh crap. Kim Cattrall found out about Candy.
Her name was Candy?
He called her Candy. It was Candy.
Oh, Candace.
But he called her Candy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know. She was really cute, too.
No. I don't care how cute you
are.
Yeah,
so anyway,
if you're not a stripper, your name's not Candy.
Kim and Candy. Yes, Kim and
it's
Candy.
Like Misty Dawn.
It's
the same thing.
Go to Vegas and file charges against him for marrying them both.
Oh, so they got married in Vegas.
Yep. So they went and they're like, screw it. He's going down.
I want to get married in Vegas.
Yeah, I do too.
It's kind of fun
for some reason. Okay. So Kim is like, I hate your guts, Mitch. Go get your crap out of the storage unit. I never want to see you again. Okay. So Kim's there looking amazing as always.
Wow.
And she's like getting stuff out of the storage unit or whatever. And there are these guys across from the storage unit and they're like super nice guys or whatever. Mitch comes flying around the corner in his hot rod car, red sports car thing. And he's like flipping out and trying to like throw her and doing all this crazy stuff. And those guys are like, oh my gosh. And then he has a gun. And he shoots her.
What?
This is serious. He actually shoots her.
Like dead?
Yes, she died. This is a horrible story.
Jesus.
I know. It's so terrible.
Okay.
So he claims that he doesn't remember.
What does
killing her?
Oh.
I don't know if he says he can't remember having 2 wives or can't remember being a producer at Disney or can't remember being in the CIA.
I don't remember doing that.
You're not going to remember going to Disney when you're 2. I don't know. But yeah, he doesn't remember.
So he just blacked out.
Yeah, well,
blackout rage.
I think he's pretty crazy. But yeah, like he doesn't remember.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to use that when I lose my shit. When I just finally lose my shit.
I didn't remember. It didn't work though because he got convicted. So can you imagine being a juror in that trial? I'd be like, are you freaking kidding me? Like it was just,
yeah, it's a bit messy. That's like
It seems like a lot of work to do all of that. I don't know. I mean, two houses, two wives, two families. No.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
It is.
Oh.
I don't know, Mitch.
Speaking of jurors and trials that maybe then killings, do you know I spent that entire summer watching the OJ trial when we were kids? Like I literally didn't go outside. Yeah, I didn't go outside for like a month and a half. And it was summer.
Why were you so interested in the OJ trial?
I don't know. I liked all that weird stuff.
Remember, like that was before they had like all the.
That was like the first big like
murder mystery
trial, something or other.
Yeah.
I remember watching the live video of him like driving in the Bronco.
I do remember that.
Yeah. And then ever since like when the trial came on, I missed an entire summer. Like
yeah,
like,
I mean
everybody's going to the pool and like playing outside and stuff, and I'm in the basement.
You were in the basement with no light all summer watching the OJ trial.
Parents are at work. Who
I
cares?
was at Disney.
Supposedly.
Okay, everybody, make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
And there is up in the right-hand corner, there is a tab where you can donate money to us for more.
I'm out. So
cider. She's out of cider. And help us with editing. So we will see you next time. Bye.